going on, everyone? My name is Dr. Victor.
Long video.
When I leave here on this earth, did I take more than I gave? Did I look out for the people, or did I do it all for fame? Legend is Exodus, searching for euphoria, trudging through the mud to find the present, no ignoring us. 20,000 deep up in the street like we some warriors. My mama told me never bow your head.
I feel glorious, glorious. Got a chance to start again. I was born for this, born for this. It's who I am, not who to forget. I made it through the darkest part of the night, and now I see the sunrise. Now I feel glorious, glorious. I feel glorious, glorious.
I'm feeling glorious. The crib looking victorious. You know that we've been going it since we hopped out that DeLorean.
Welcome in, everybody, to the In Off the Bench podcast. My name is Jim Cross. I apologize for that hiccup at the beginning. It is so cold here in Mississippi. It's not supposed to be. I can't do anything right. Daniel, I've got to get to Florida tomorrow. I actually get to the warm weather, brother, because it's just not normal around here.
Warm, bro. It's in the 30s. It's like 38 degrees and it's raining and
Well,
people
I
have
seen
lost
that
their
when I'm gonna be there
minds
this
here.
weekend. I saw 70, and that's
Wow.
what I want to be in.
Me
But you
too.
know
So
where
it needs to get here.
You know where it's not warm at, dude? Washington. And you know what? We're going to talk to Lilly about gymnastics where they turn the heat up, but outside it's a little cold. Lilly Tubbs, how are we doing tonight?
Hi, great. Excited.
Yeah, we're excited. I mean, Daniel, we've got a nice flow going. Baseball, gymnastics, nice alternation night to night. And so we did baseball last night. Get to talk about gymnastics and, you know, a different school. Washington we got to do with your teammate Emily, but this will only be our second episode. But before we get into your story, we got to break the ice. Music is always a great topic to do that with. If you could go see anyone in concert, who would you go see?
Easily George Strait.
Hey, that's a new one, Daniel. It's, you know, an older artist from our generation. So what's your favorite song from George?
The Chair.
Nice. She was
Good.
ready for it. I feel like you prepped for this.
She knew that was coming. She was like,
That's the easy one.
she's ready for these layup questions.
All right, well, I'll give you the hard one then. You know, this was always a fun one to catch you off guard. What was the last movie you went and saw in theater?
Homestead.
She was ready for that too. How good was Homestead to you?
It was good. I really
What do you do? You threw me off with that out of nowhere. Anyway, you were saying about Homestead?
Homestead. It was really good. I wasn't expecting it to be the way it went, but it was a good movie.
Daniel,
I
guess
don't usually
what?
watch movies either, so that's why I knew it off the top of my head.
There you go. Well, at least it wasn't a cheesy horror flick like the last time we asked that. Daniel, movies got brought up
Always.
last night, and it's irony. So Blaze brings up Encanto last night, and then my wife, we're going to watch a movie with my son since we're leaving town tomorrow. I said, what are we watching? She said Encanto. I was like, we were just talking about that last night. Let's go.
Wait, hold on. Out of all the movies, who chose that?
Jackson, I'm assuming.
Oh my Lord.
We
You need
watched,
to have a talk
we
with
watched
that
Sing
dude.
2 last night, and now we're watching that. It's a variety. Night before that was Star Wars. I mean, we're all over the map.
I mean,
But
that's
they're all Disney, and I'm going to Disney, so it's just prepping.
Star Wars. This is going to be a hot cake, and this is not going to be
Dude, don't do that, man. We're not trying to lose half the
Star
audience.
Wars is
Oh,
terrible.
oh my goodness.
Worst movie franchise in history.
I mean,
Take that for data.
I'm not in agreement with you, and I'm sure not trying to make any more of our audience mad. You want to talk about like Harry Potter next?
No, I like Harry Potter.
Okay, just I
Actually,
mean,
big fan of that.
Daniel, last question, and then this is completely off topic, Lily. I got to ask this. What are your thoughts when somebody says to you, because I told you the other day, Mike said him and his girlfriend were watching Harry Potter 5. Like, don't you need to know the name of it if you're going to tell? Like, I don't know which one's the fifth one. No answer?
I couldn't tell you. I never really watched Harry Potter, so sorry.
Daniel, that question was directed at you, not her.
Oh,
I said
Harry
Daniel.
Potter 5.
What I'm
Order of
saying
the-
is, if you're
Order
going
of
to
the
tell me you're watching a
Phoenix.
movie, shouldn't you give me the full title? I don't know which ones. There's like 20 of them.
I'm pretty sure it's Order of the Phoenix.
Oh, look at you, you nerd. Enough of that. Let's talk about Lily.
All right, Lily, let's get into this. Obviously, it's you're a long way from home, but for the listeners, where is home for you?
Texas, Pflugerville, Texas.
Porterville, Texas. Know anything about the
Pflugerville.
wood? Oh, do you know anything about the Woodlands?
Yeah, I do.
Hey, I've heard of that place a few times. What do you know about that place? Is it everything they say it is?
Well, I mean, what do they say about it?
I mean, first of all, when they come on, they put so much emphasis on the Woodlands.
It's like the team that just won a national championship last night, Ohio State. They're the Ohio State. Like, is there another state of Ohio? Like, of course you're the Ohio State, but
I'll give them this, Daniel. Every athlete that's came on from the Woodlands has been an amazing athlete. So they're not putting out, chumps.
yeah, I just like to hear somebody else's perspective on it because that's one of the only places I know in Texas because it's a popular spot. But
Not Dallas or Fort Worth or Austin.
no, it's always like the Woodlands for
I love
whatever
Fort Worth. After
reason.
going to Fort Worth last year, the Stockades, oh man, me and my son had a blast.
Yeah, for sure.
I like Fort Worth.
So if I was in your hometown, what's the one thing that you've got to experience for a visitor? What do you got to experience, do, see, taste, touch, smell? What is it?
Well,
What's the claim to fame?
there's not much going on in Pflugerville, so it's kind of just a little pass through, But my favorite spot, and this is other places too, there's an ice cream store, and it's Andy's, and it's right by my house, and I really like that place. But
Hey,
that's unique to Pflugerville. I don't know. Downtown, there's a little downtown area, but other than that, I mean,
Well,
Right.
safe to say, Daniel, all the places in Texas to go, that might not be the spot you want to go.
maybe not.
hey, everything's bigger in Texas except there. Small town feel.
But if you go to the neighboring town, Round Rock, you can go visit the Rock.
The Rock.
Yeah.
I'd go see the
visit
Rock.
a literal rock. That is
I
the
will.
spot.
I will literally go see anything with the Rock in it. And if it's an actual rock, I'll go see that too.
It's a rock. It's not the rock. It's a rock.
All right. Well, tell me about family. Small town life. You're in a place where everybody knows everyone, but for you, what's family look like? Is it mom, dad, brothers, sisters? You an only child?
Yeah, I both my parents were remarried, and so we have a much larger family. I have one blood brother. His name is Reed, and he plays baseball at MIT. The others, I have two older stepbrothers and one younger stepsister. And yeah, those are my siblings. So
Big family.
I
Big
know,
family.
man. It's a busy time during the holidays, I bet. Just traveling and going to everywhere and just
place.
I'm
They
telling
don't
you.
live too far though, so that's really nice.
Well, that's good. Being the elite gymnast that you are, you have to start young. You have to start early. And, obviously that comes with either someone, pushing you in the direction or talking to you about it or motivating you or inspiring you. Who was your motivator or your, beacon of inspiration when it comes to gymnastics and just getting into the sport?
Well, definitely my mom, but it runs in the family. So my grandma was a Rockette, and my mom was cheerleader, dancer, and I started with cheer, and then I watched the 2012 Olympics, and I was like, put me in. I want to do this. I was like doing the little dance routines and stuff that they were doing, the floor routines. I was doing it with them, and that's kind of where it all sparked. So then I just got into it, and yeah, I started when I was 9 though, so I was a little bit later than most other gymnasts.
Wow,
That's
that is
rare. You're probably only the second that could say that late that we've had on.
Yeah.
what what does that mean for schooling? I'm just curious. This is an off the topic question. We've talked to gymnasts and it's like, all right, well, if I'm going to spend all this time preparing myself to be the best at this sport, then I've got to, alter how I go to school or modify my schedule for school. And a lot of them opted for homeschool.
Mhm.
But you, what was your route? Were you a traditional school? Did you homeschool? Did you do a little bit of both?
A little bit of both. During elementary is when I attended a charter school. So I first started with afternoons I first started with mornings, and then I would train in the afternoon, and it was like a half day situation. So you would go to school until 12 and then you go to the gym. But I then started to go into morning training and afternoon school. I only did that for a little bit, fourth and fifth grade. And then after that, I went to middle school, traditional public school. And then my freshman year of high school, I did online homeschool. And then I decided I did not want to do that anymore. It wasn't for me. And I just didn't learn best. I'm better in person. And I miss socializing with everyone. So I had to go back.
What is that like? Jim, could you imagine being, younger than middle school and going to school like part-time, like actually going to the school? Like you are
I
getting up in
did
the
go to
morning.
school part-time.
That was in
Not
high
a
school.
choice.
But like Lily is getting up in the morning and going to train probably earlier than all these other cats are getting up to go to school. And she's had a full day of training and she gets to school. It's just like a wild, like I can't picture it. But for you, Lily, was it hard to do that as a kid, just to get up and jump right into training and know that you've got to give 3 hours of full dedication, then turn around and have to apply the same dedication to school?
I wouldn't say it was too hard on me. I mean, you're doing a sport that you love and you have fun doing. So for me, it was just I get to go do something that I love, and then I'd go do school.
Maybe we didn't love football enough, and here's why I say that. We used to think the wrestlers in high school were crazy because they would show up to school and work out at like 5 a.m. And that's the same thing that she was doing. Maybe we just weren't passionate enough about football. Because
I
I'm not
mean,
getting up at 5 o'clock to work out for nothing.
no, like I'm a proponent, and this is probably why I played as long as I did. I don't have the capacity for more than about 2.5 hours. If you're having me practice multiple times throughout the day, if you're having me practice 2 hours, one session, 2 hours, the next session, like you're going to lose me for 30 minutes of one of those sessions. Cause I can get you 2.5 hours, but that's about as far as I can go. And then I start losing it and the efficiency of my practice goes down. But it seems like with gymnast, it's like the efficiency goes up. The more you practice, the better you get and the more dialed in you get. And then you add the schooling and all that. It's just it's wild to me how y'all are able to balance all that. But
I mean, we haven't had it. I tell you what, Daniel, she's the 43rd gymnast, if I counted it right. None of them have made bad grades. I don't know if that's they just the way that they effectively train and prepare themselves. It comes with how they process and handle things, or if we've just hit all the right ones and they're just all smart too.
Well,
I mean,
you want to dive deep into it. I mean, I feel like for gymnasts, it's such a perfection sport that you have perfection people. They want to be perfectionists. They are perfectionists. And so that bleeds into schooling too. And I think that's why a lot of gymnasts and the teams have high GPAs when you go to college and when you're in college. They're one of the best performing sports.
Daniel loves that because Daniel's got a little gymnast himself. She's 7, so I'm sure he likes the idea that she's going to take her academics seriously too.
I mean, she don't have a choice. No. She's fired up. She's got her first competition or first meet coming up here in Valentine's Day, so she's fired up for that. She got her little team leotard today, so she thinks she's hot shit walking around here. But obviously your methods, they worked. 2021 Texas State champion on both bars and beam. We know this about the state of Texas. A lot of elite gymnasts coming from there. How much pride do you have knowing that you're a part of that elite company of being a state champion on both bars and beam?
It's definitely awesome. Such a blessing. You know, you work so hard for so many years and it pays off eventually. You just have to see it through and do what you do and be patient and work hard. And so it's an amazing feeling.
Do you think that because he mentions that we've had so many, you know, of y'all that are from Texas, but you know, there's no Texas A&M or Texas don't have gymnastics program. Do you think they ever will? I mean, do you think they'll ever realize that, hey, oh my goodness, we have more elite gymnasts coming from our backyard than anywhere else, and yet we don't have gymnastics programs?
Well, I believe A&M is working on it. I don't think it will be in the near future, but I've heard some talks about that, which would be really cool. However, Texas is also a very big football state. So,
Hey, I mean, what we've realized at most of these schools that compete in high level in every sport, their fan bases will come support all the sports, especially if you're good. And if you can get the local talent in that area, I'm willing to bet you can compete.
And here's what I do know. The Ohio State that just won a national championship, they got gymnastics.
And they're in the top 25 now. Look at them.
Michigan, who won the national championship in football last year.
Yeah.
They got gymnastics. Alabama, Georgia. I mean, you name it.
So
Those
Texas
football
needs to
schools.
step it up, is what
Texas,
he's saying.
I'm telling you this, Texas, that's no excuse. Get your stuff together. Let's go. Bring the sport where it's needed. I mean, Texas is a hotbed for this.
But I mean, I'm okay with it in the day because I like rooting for Washington or Oklahoma or LSU where they all seem to be going. So I'm okay with it.
True.
I think it would be awesome, though. It would be really cool.
You know, that's kind of where I want to take it. You know, it's you end up at Washington. Out of all the places that are closer to Texas, you chose Washington. What was the reasoning? Is it just you went out there and visited? Was it somebody, you know, said, hey, I think you'd be a perfect fit, or you just wanted to get away?
Yeah, so it all started when I was going through the whole recruiting process. I had Jill Hicks, and she was really beneficial in establishing that relationship. And I think a big part of what I was looking for was the environment and the coaching staff. You know, there's so many coaching staffs and you hear so many stories about all of them and you kind of weigh your options. And I found that I fit best with that coaching staff. And I think it was really sold to me. I mean, Washington is beautiful and I love nature. So it was a huge factor for me is like, you can go outside and just breathe crisp air and there's mountains and there's water. I mean, I'm sitting on the water here. And so it's just wonderful. But as far as choosing Washington, it wasn't because I just wanted to get away. I'm a huge family person. So that part was really hard. But I think something just spoke to me and God kind of led me in this area and called me to be here. And I think that was the ultimate decision. So,
yeah, on the first part about Washington State, my dad was in the Air Force and he was stationed all over. And he said he stands by Washington State was the most beautiful place that he ever was. And then, you know, I agree, you know, obviously a person of faith following, you know, where you feel like you're being called. But don't forget the third part that you're not telling everybody. You have a sauna in your bedroom. Look, we see it in the back. I'm just kidding. For everybody knows she's not in her room, but that would be funny. You know, hey, Daniel, you come stay here. We got saunas in your dorm room. I mean, no one's competing with us.
Ain't true that. I mean,
so when we talk about Texas to Washington, it's got to be a major culture shock. Am I right? Like, what was it like transitioning from one to the other?
Yeah, it was a culture shock. Definitely different. And the people are different here compared to the southern states. You know, you get your southern hospitality, and it's not so much here, but it's a highly productive area. And you get to be, and especially at this university too, you get to be around so many higher level education. And there's just so many mentors here that are leading you to be the best you can be. And they have great guidance. So, I mean,
So,
hospitality is great, but if you're trying to benefit your future, you know, you need that extra push and mentorship.
right. Well, since you bring that up, whether maybe it was academically, athletically, socially, even, who was that one person when you got to Washington that was able to help you, especially being not just a freshman, but coming from so far away and just help you get acclimated?
Probably the team. I mean, it was the team. You're joining into this sisterhood, so they supported everyone through that process.
Absolutely. So, freshman year, you were a team specialist on, bars. Do you think it helped you only competing one event as a freshman? I know that coming in, you're trying to get acclimated to everything we're talking about, the routine, athletics, academics, and sometimes it can be a lot if you were having to compete in everything. Did it help you to focus on one and specifically your best event?
Oh, for sure. I think that was definitely the path that I needed to go. I did dabble in a little bit of beam, I think, that year. Not in lineups, just exhibition. I can't remember, to be honest. But I was still training all 4 events. And so it wasn't focusing on just bars. But I think getting used to all of the fans in the stands and getting used to having another team that you're going up against instead of just individual, and you're rooting for your team. So it definitely helped that I was only doing one thing, but I think it would have been fine the other way too.
Yeah. Your freshman year, outside of competing at home, what was your favorite place you went to and competed, talking about environments?
That's a tough one. I'm trying to remember where we went to. We definitely went to a bunch of California. Oh, I know what it is. I went back to Texas, and that was great.
There you go. All right. So sophomore year, you obviously crank it up. You now compete in all the vault and bars across the board. You even got some beam work. You had a 9.95 twice, which apparently you have something personal against the state of Arizona as they came against Arizona and Arizona State. Just how much better did you feel, the growth from freshman to sophomore season, obviously competing now in 3 events, was it one of those things that came with practice and experience, just that jump?
Yeah, freshman year, you're kind of just, I mean, for me, I was like, I just want to make this routine so that I'm supporting my team. And by the time sophomore year rolls around, you're like, okay, I kind of understand what's going on now, and you're acclimated. And so then it's just fine tuning every little detail and going back to the coach and saying, hey, what do I need to work on? Tell me every little thing so that I can be perfect. So,
yeah. And so, obviously continued growth. We get to this season, but something's going on right now. Are you injured? What do we got going?
Yes. So it's been a journey the past year. At Pac-12s on practice day, I tore my TFCC in my wrist. And so that put me out for about 6 months. So I was just getting back to everything. And then I had a little hiccup, and I was coming back from that, and then I broke my foot on New Year's.
I had to put you in bubble wrap.
Yes.
So how long are we going to take on the recovery process? Did they give you a timeline, or do you not know?
Yeah, I'm 3 weeks in right now. I'm on my 4th week right now. So I'm in a boot, and I'm on my last week. So I should be good to go here in a little bit. I'm excited. I'm ready to go.
Because see, Daniel didn't know that you were hurt, nor did I. But Daniel drafted you in our Survivor game that we play, and so unfortunately, you got to be eliminated week 1 because you were hurt and didn't compete. He didn't know, but for what it's worth, I had to eliminate KJ Johnson because when I picked her, she wasn't hurt yet. So we know it happens. It can happen to y'all at any time, any moment, and so that's just part of the game. I actually thought it was great. Avery Neff talking about it. You have to, when you compete in this sport, you have to prepare for injuries. They're going to happen unless you're just really lucky. So I think that it's one of those things that happen. Plus, with you talking about your faith, there's timing for everything. And, as long as you put in the work to come back and, wait till it's completely healed, I think it's going to be better to finish the season strong as opposed to if you would have try to force things. And so I think it will all work out. But it definitely threw me and Daniel. We go to look and nowhere to be found. We're like, oh man, what's going on? They didn't do very good about putting that out there. They're trying to hide the info there, Lily.
Yeah, well, it was kind of a weird thing to happen, having the surgery for my wrist was my first big injury. I never really was hurt, and so this is like my second injury, I guess. So I've been lucky up until then.
So what's it like? Because obviously I'm not a gymnast. When you go to put the pressure on it, right? Like you're going to whether you're coming off the vault or hanging on the bars. Like so now that you've recovered, like is it feel back to normal or does it still feel a little uncomfortable?
For my wrist, it was definitely uncomfortable for a while. Lots of rehab, lots of working on strength and mobility. At this point in time right now, it feels pretty normal and I can do a handstand and handstand walks and everything. But for a while there, it was definitely uncomfortable to walk on my hands in any sort of way. But I think it's at the point where I can do almost anything.
Well, it's uncomfortable for me to walk on my hands, period, because I can't do it all and weigh way too much, Lily. But, I can just blame it on my wrist and say I jacked
Jim, I got a question for you, Lily. With the foot, gymnastics is very lower half oriented where there's a lot of landing and a lot of just impact on the lower half, but there's also some pulling elements and things that you can do. But with you, are you able to do anything with the foot injury as far as like preparing yourself to come back? I know you can't really do much on the lower half, but is there anything with the upper body that you can work on in the meantime?
Yeah, strength, 100% strength. A little bit of bars you can do. So, that's kind of what I started working on today. Now that I'm entering the final week, is just swinging on the bar again, making sure everything is good. But yeah, no landing.
Yeah, and you live in an era, Lily, where the science and medically is different. Because when me and Daniel were young, it was always just rest. If you hurt your foot, just prop your leg up and don't do anything. Whereas now it tells you work the other 98% of the body. You don't just sit dormant, and it's a whole different world. And that's why you see athletes recover so much better, and they can be equally, if not stronger, faster, whatever the case may be. And so it's one of those things that is definitely a blessing, and that they have the science behind it to say, hey, you can do all this while you're still hurt. So I definitely know that you're grinding, you're getting ready and waiting for that opportunity. So let's talk about the team. A little bit of a slow start, I would say. The scores are probably lower than what y'all were looking for, but an amazing chance to turn it around. You host Michigan, which, Daniel talking about very big, program ranked. How excited are y'all to put it together and, take on a Michigan squad and hopefully make a statement at home?
This is our first Big Ten meet at home. It's our Big Ten opener. So big things coming, we're super excited, and I'm sure our fans are super excited. I think it's going to be a fantastic show, and yeah, we want to turn it around and get what needs to be done. So we're excited for it. We're excited to host it.
I tell you, I do got one more question before I pass over to Daniel. Do y'all have, is the chain for if you stick it, is that what that's for?
Yeah.
Daniel, let me tell you something. And as an LSU fan, Lily, the crown is cool and all. Give me the chain. Yeah. Look, I got the same one for Memphis that y'all have in Washington. I seen them putting it on Emily, and I was like, yeah, sign me up for the chain, Daniel. Imagine you just stuck your landing and you get the chain put on Daniel. That's it right there.
I just stuck this podcast. Just stuck it. No, Lily, it's a big opportunity for you guys this weekend. Obviously, your Big Ten opener. It's a new conference. It's something that you guys have probably been, when you start the season and you start mapping out like what are the things that are big for us, and this is a big event and a big opportunity for you, especially when you have a past champion come into the house. Like, you want to not only do your best, but you also want to prove where you're at in a very prestigious conference like the Big Ten. So I ask you, does it hurt not being able to compete, or you're just kind of like, look, I get it. When my time comes, it's just going to be that much bigger.
Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of, I wish that I could be part of this, but I am part of this. And every person on this team, they have a role, and my role just looks a little different this time. So I'm okay with it. If this was the path that I was meant to go down, it's okay. And we're gonna work around it, and I'm gonna support my team in the next best way possible. So yeah, I'm a little sad that I don't get to compete, but I'm happy to be there for my team.
Well, Michigan dodged a bullet because we know they didn't want what you were bringing to the table.
They didn't want the heat.
Michigan, the blue and maize, gonna have the Blues all the way back to Ann Arbor this weekend. Y'all enjoy that.
For the upset, Daniel.
100%. Huskies know what's up. It's going down. And with the leadership of Lilly Tubbs and the support and the motivation, she's going to get the girls together. She's going to crowd them up. She's going to say, listen here, ladies, this is what we got to do. They're coming in our house. We're going to defend this place. And if y'all ain't ready, step aside, because the next person coming up is going to do the job.
She's going to step aside and say, I'm going to do it on one foot.
I mean, she could, and she would.
I know that Emily, I've been watching those clips. I'm telling you, that floor routine, Daniel, at some point is hitting 10. Like, she's just she's right there knocking on the door.
Close. This is it.
This weekend.
This weekend. I'm calling it right here.
We're going to make it happen.
There'll be a 10 on that floor. There's going to be a lot of these rolling around that place. A lot of these.
You have to nail it, though. If there's anything – see, everybody's complaining about the judges. My biggest – I don't think that they've actually been that bad. I think – they refused to give a 10. They gave obviously finally a few this past weekend, I think 3 in total, but there's been a couple of routines that last year would have definitely been a 10, and they were 9, 9, 7, 5. So I think if anything, Daniel, the judges have said you're really, really going to have to impress us if we're going to give you a 10.
Well, I think what it is, and if you remember back last year, people were saying the opposite. They're giving too many 10s. Mm-hmm. And so now the judge is like, all right, y'all don't want 10s? Okay.
I mean, I will say
995.
I will say as an LSU fan, it did feel like when LSU was at home, they got a lot of 10s. It did feel very favorited and it wasn't just them. A lot of SEC specific home teams felt like they would get a little bit of benefit of the doubt. So
I can't remember who it was this weekend, but it was a pretty flawless. I want to say it was a floor routine. It was a pretty flawless floor routine. Everyone thought it was a 10. And I think one of the judges gave
Faith Torres.
Yeah, I think, and the other judges looked at this judge and they're like, what are you doing?
But what was crazy was Helen Who had just gotten a 10 on Beam. So it made you think, hey, a 10 was a possibility. And then they're like, no, I'm not doing it. So
that's it.
Which hey, I have no allegiance to Missouri. That girl, her strength on Beam, they better have gave her a 10. She started doing stuff I hadn't seen before.
I mean, she was on her hands for like 2 minutes of the beam.
I know, man. I mean, I was hurting for her. Like, I need an ice bath.
Maybe you know what? Maybe that's the cheat code on Beam.
That's what Lily needs
on your hands.
Her foot's hurt. She needs to be practicing just on her hands.
Lily, that's it. Just do the Beam routine.
We unlocked it.
I mean, your wrist is ready.
Daniel, would you
just get
give
out
a
there and kill it.
10? Look, if she gets up on the beam and does her routine while wearing a boot, you're giving a 10, right?
I mean, she could fall off the beam, and I would still give it 10 if she's out there doing that.
There
That's
you go.
crazy.
We expect to see you this weekend, Lily. Tell your coach, Daniel said it's okay.
I mean, if you got a boot on, it might be easier to stick landings. Just think about like the
She would
surface
still
area.
get on the beam better than I did, Daniel. That's facts with the boot.
100%.
27 seconds to be exact. I watched the video. I know how long it took me, unfortunately.
Wow. Okay, we got to get to it. We're gonna play our game and get you out of here. Wrap this thing up. The game's called This or That. It's very simple. 500, no pressure now. 510 guests, 513 guests have played this game, and nobody has said no. I'm not playing that stupid game. They've all said yes. So, are you down to play a game?
I guess.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Good. All right. I'm going to give you two options. You choose one option or the other. Can't say both. Can't say neither. Got to be decisive. Got to go with your gut. Go with your heart. Go with your head. Just go with something and pick one of them.
Okay.
All right. Jim, this or that. Who's it brought to you by?
I got to go with Dr. Vic today. Me and Sarah went and saw him. You know, we got to get in shape for Disney. Got a lot of walking to do. We got to ride in the car on the way there. So if you are in the Mid-South area and you need those magic hands, go see Dr. Victor Robinson at Relief Chiropractic. Here is him right now with a message.
What's going on, everyone? My name is Dr. Victor Robinson. I am located right here inside of the Gatorade Field House. It's located off of 1582 Green Tea Road in Hernando, Mississippi. What I want you to do is get on my website, reliefchirohernando.com, click that link in my bio on my social medias, and come in and let me take care of you.
There you go. That's the answer. That's the secret.
Look, I'm going to add a little bit to that. All right. Dr. Vic, now, he ain't going to give y'all this cookie cutter routine. All right. He's going to ask you to come in. He's going to evaluate you. He's going to take a consult with you. And he's going to put together a tailor-made prescriptive plan just for your needs. Like, where else are you going to get that love, that treatment, that attention? Relief Chiropractic. Got to go see him. Got to. All right, Lily. With that, let's get into this. All right, first question. This is an easy question. And maybe not for Jim, but this is an easy question. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Yep, all day. What's your favorite dog?
Mine. My dog.
What kind of dog you got?
Australian Labradoodle.
Ooh, Australian Labradoodle. What is your dog's name?
Hank.
Hank. That's a solid, like, American name. Hank.
That's how we came to Bruno last night. The guest dog was named Bruno, named after the character from Encanto. So that's how that whole thing came about. We were talking about earlier.
Yep. All right. Chicken or beef?
Beef.
Beef. Steak, hamburger?
Steak.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right. This is kind of a nerdy question, but I like it. Math or English?
Math.
Oh.
No one has said English yet since I put this in there. Everybody likes the math.
English is hard.
I
Math
can't
is
remember.
But
I can't remember who told us math, and I told him the story. I celebrated. I threw a party for myself when I took my last college math course because I was like, I never want to take another math class again. And guess what? To this day, not doing it.
That's why when your kids come to you and ask you to help with math homework, you're like, nope, I retired.
I'm gonna go straight to Chat GPT. Please help me with this.
Specifically algebra.
Oh,
Not geometry or anything.
I think I'd rather have geometry than algebra. You know what? I don't want any of it. I changed my mind. All right, let's get into your realm. Vault or floor routine?
Floor.
Should say bars or beams.
Oh, that's a hard one. I'm gonna go with bars though.
Okay, floor or bars?
Floor or bars? Bars.
Nice.
So we're going bars all the way. Like
I like when the final answer isn't floor. It's usually floor 3 out of every 4 times, Daniel. So I like when it's a specialist here.
Yeah, for sure. All right. DM or text?
Text.
Oh, right. Text. There you go. Are you someone who can let unread notifications and texts sit on your phone, or do you have to like immediately like clear your phone of that stuff?
Well, I think I have like 97 right now. So
Oh my god, my
You know
stomach
what?
just turned.
That's this should be the only question we ask, and the follow-up should be how many notifications do you have on your phone that are
I'm
unanswered?
scared. They did that. They walked around the LSU campus and did that, and some of them students said like 1,300. It made me, oh my god, cringe.
I mean, there might be more, but neither one of those DM or text, they shouldn't be right. It should be phone call.
Well,
Phone
no,
call.
the reason we ask this is because when athletes give me their number to contact them, I can send them a text message and I won't get a response. I can send them a DM and get an immediate response. And I know this further because my daughter is the same way. I can text my daughter and she'll never answer me. But if I hit her up or my wife hits her on Snap because I don't have Snap, you get an immediate response. I don't get it.
Phone call is the best though. Like
Oh,
if you need
sure.
something, you just call me
I don't
because you not see the text.
see. I'm gonna phone call folks all day. Like even if I don't need anything, I'm still gonna call just because it's easier.
Yes. And I was just talking about this to someone the other day. It's like there's no room for miscommunication. None.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, because this guy right here will voice text me, by the way, and it'll come through, and he doesn't even read it. He just voice texts it and just carries on his day. And I'm looking at it, and I'll question it. Like I'll give it the question emoji response, and he'll get mad because he didn't read the text. He just assumed that the voice text got it right, and he'll be like, "What are you talking about?" And he'll text me back the same exact thing, word for word, and I'm just like, "Stop." But yeah, that's why I would much rather call.
It doesn't register it well, but I think it articulates the way I talk, Daniel. I mean, it comes out fast and jumbled, and it just is what it is.
There's no punctuation. It's
You've
just
known me for 27 years, Daniel. Learn how to talk. Understand what I'm saying.
I mean, okay. Maybe
All I know
AI will
is
get this better for you.
young people need to start answering their text messages, starting with my own daughter. That's all I'm saying.
There you go. All right, Lily.
I answer them.
There you go. See, at least some college students don't stereotype all college kids.
Well, she just said she had 90 something missed, so somebody has been left hanging.
Let's hope somebody's house ain't on fire. All right, beach or lake?
Oh, lake. Oh, I don't know. I like them both. Okay, but I can't say that. So actually, I'm gonna go with beach.
Right, beach.
What's your favorite beach you've ever been to?
Oh, the Bahamas.
Ooh,
Pretty solid. I heard it's just one big beach.
Yeah, I couldn't swim though, so that was not very fun. I had a cast on, so but it was still beautiful.
Did you have a cool tan line from your cast after your trip?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Nice little farmer's tan, basically. Opposite.
Right. Next question. Fishing or shopping?
Fishing.
See, you Daniel, you probably looked at that and thought, that's a girl. What kind of question is this? But I seen the page, I seen the fishing pictures.
I mean, being from Texas, like I didn't question it too hard, but I did look at it and go, fishing or shopping? And it's like, okay, Texas, all right, I'll roll with it.
It's not a bad. I love both. There's not a bad answer in that. What is your favorite thing to fish for?
Oh. Fishing for salmon was really fun. That was something that I've never done before. So that was really cool.
She's done a lot, Daniel. We're talking about the Bahamas. We're talking about fishing for salmon. She's in Washington, Texas.
She's out there
very,
waiting.
very cultured.
Fly fishing.
Fly fishing, yeah.
Go get it.
Went to Arkansas for that.
Oh,
Tennessee.
I'm sorry.
Look, facts. Look, he said that. Let me tell you, we're not even going to get on the whole tangent of how we feel about Arkansas, but the reason I didn't drive to the Sprouts Quad Meet in Oklahoma City, Daniel can tell you this. The snow in Arkansas was so bad that I was like, Daniel, what if I get trapped in Arkansas? And we went through this whole thing. We're like, nope, not going, because I am not getting stuck in Arkansas of all places. I live in Mississippi. They say it's a battle between Arkansas and Mississippi on which is the worst state. I stand firm that we're at number 49 and it's Arkansas. But like I said, we do a whole episode on that.
Yeah, we're not going to go down that route. Where we will go is movie or TV show.
TV show.
All right, what's your favorite? Or let's do two things. All right.
Okay.
Obviously, if you pick TV shows, that means you're currently watching some show.
Okay.
What show are you currently binge watching right now?
Binge watching. I mean, a couple, but I just finished High Potential. It's on Hulu. That one's really. I like crime shows a lot. But the one on Netflix, Blacklist, love it.
It's a good show. It's a good show. All right, what's your favorite TV show of all time?
You're gonna laugh. Desperate Housewives.
We went from crime shows to Desperate Housewives.
I mean, that is a crime show, kind
Crime
of.
show. I love Desperate Housewives.
I mean, hey, a lot of people did and probably still do. Like that was a huge, like, very popular, like, for I don't know how many seasons, but it was pretty popular. All right.
I would watch it again.
This is the last and most important question. All right. We asked you about music earlier, and you said George Strait. But if you had to pick between going to a concert or sporting event, which would you choose? And I'm not talking about just any concert or any sporting event. It's like the mecca of all concerts and like the mecca of all sporting events. Like you get to pick the ultimate one of each. Which one would you pick? Would you go with concert or sporting event?
I would go sporting event because I like to go to concerts that are smaller.
Oh, okay. All right. What sporting event would you go to? What would be that all-time best, greatest sporting event?
Football or baseball?
I thought she actually might say Olympics because she said her watching Olympics is what got her going.
I mean, it would be great to watch the Olympics. That would be wonderful. But I think football would be really cool just because the environment. There's so many fans and they're all cheering.
Well, guess what?
Super Bowl this year, Daniel will get you hooked up.
The Olympics, but like
No, guess what, Lily?
Sure.
In 2 years, guess what you can do? You can go to the Olympics. You know where it's going to be?
Yeah, here.
Yep.
Not Washington, but yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, what people don't realize, it's LA is hosting the Olympics, but really there are going to be events all over the country for the Olympics. Just depends on where exactly what you're doing and where you're going to be at. But yeah, I would say gymnastics is going to be a hotbed in LA. So you could make the trip down south.
Daniel, I didn't think about it until you just said that. I wonder if there's potential that it doesn't happen there in 2 years with what LA's got going on.
I think that is going to be the big plan, is to get everything intact so that can be like the welcome back thing. I think 2 years is enough time. I mean, the last set of wildfires that they had were pretty extensive, and it didn't hit as many residential homes, but it had just amount of surface area damage, and they were able to restore within a couple of years. But I don't know. I'm not a fire marshal. I'm not a fireman.
Half of it's in snow and part of it's on fire. Like, I don't know what's going on, man.
It's crazy.
I'm just trying to go to Disney World with my wife, man. That's all I need.
Are you going to Disney World or Disneyland?
Disney World. We went to Disneyland last year, going to Disney World, and this time without the kids. So a lot of pressure off.
Yeah, I got it. I don't know how you do it, man.
Well, my one kid's at college now. She's freshman at LSU. And then obviously, you know, my son is fixing to be 13. He doesn't need mom and dad as much. We got somebody watch him. So we're going to be okay. We're going to do this.
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't know if I could pick to go to Disney. Like, if I had the opportunity to go on a vacation, like, I don't.
Well, you know, my wife is a big Disney nerd, and this is what I bought her for Christmas. Got to go.
Mm.
And we're dressing up like Carl and Ellie from Up.
Which park are you going to go to first?
We are starting the first day at Hollywood Studios, then going to Magic Kingdom because we want to end there for the fireworks show above the castle, and then we're actually going to Universal for 2 days for the Rock the Universe concert that'll be there, and then going back to Disney, and we're going to do Animal Kingdom and then Epcot. So we're going to do park to park, hit all 4 parks, and then, like I said, 2 days in between, we'll do Universal, and then there's a concert that starts at 6:30 and goes till 1 a.m. both nights.
I live in Tampa, about an hour and 20 minutes away from there, and he is so busy, like I can't even find time to go see him. Like he's just gonna be park hopping like every hour.
Man, come on, we'll go Tierra's Bayou that's open now. Let's go.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
I mean, I was just trying to think of something that's new from the last time you might have went. Let's give you a reason.
We're holding out until May when that Universal has the Super Mario Land and the Celestial World and all that opens. But Lilly, it's been an honor to have you on. It's been, a great episode, getting to know you, getting to hear your story and how you ended up at Washington. It's a big opportunity this weekend for the gym team. I wish you guys nothing but the best. Lots of luck. Hopefully you're able to, roll through this rehab, get through it. That way we can see you out there on the floor doing your thing here shortly.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me on.
Absolutely. That is Lilly Tubbs, everybody. If you like hearing Lily's story, or you just like hearing us average Joes talk X's and O's, please share the podcast on Facebook, retweet us on X, listen and subscribe wherever you stream your podcast. Head over to YouTube, click like, click subscribe, click notifications. That way you're the first to know when new content drops, because it's dropping all the time. It's hot, dropping like it's hot.
Daniel, I got a plug that she didn't do. I saw it earlier. Let me find it. Hold on. I should have had it ready. I thought about it because when I was looking at her page earlier, look, this Lilly Tubbs merch that's got the paw prints on it with their colors. Man, who is that? Fans Meet Idols. Yeah, go get you some Lilly Tubbs merch, Daniel. It's the colors, the design, the LT with the paw prints. If you're a Washington fan or you're a Lilly fan, go over to their Instagram, check it out. Fans Meet Idols, and you can save using the code MERCH 2024. There you go.
Merch 2024.
It's actually really. I'm not even lying. I'm gonna have to get one.
I mean, let me check this out. Hold on now. Let me look at some of this.
Look, she thought she was gonna get to go. Now you got to check the merch. I mean, I like the print, the paw prints. That's different than the design of her initials.
All right. Go ahead, LT Gear. Let's go.
See what I'm saying?
That. I mean, shirts, hoodies.
I mean, because our yes, they got the Fan Meets Idol stuff, but it doesn't look as good as that.
Look at this. Look at that. Look, would you look at this? Custom video message, one-on-one video calls. Man, what?
Imagine an aspiring little gymnast getting a phone call from Lilly. Man, make their day.
You know what, Lilly? Let me get you back on the gym, and I'm gonna set up a nice little call. Well, we're gonna do that for sure. Support you. Might even buy a t-shirt. Who knows? The weather's got to get warmer over here though first.
That's why I said I'm getting a hoodie.
I got 2 hoodies that I own in Florida. One is this blue hen off the bench, and one is a white one, and that's it. So
you'll have to make time to come to Seattle. And then you can wear the hoodie.
Man, that is a long flight, Daniel, from Florida to Seattle. Oof.
Man, can I get a direct flight? Because brother like me don't like to fly. That's not fun.
Daniel says, how about your team make it to Fort Worth and make it to where he can cut the distance? There you go.
There you go. That's even better. And I'm sure you would prefer that anyways.
Yes.
All right, Jim. What do we got? What we got coming up?
What's what you got? Because I'll be out of town tomorrow. You got Clayton Freshcorn from Texas A&M. You're rolling solo. So
look at that. Would you look at this? This boy is going to be rowing solo with one of the top guys on the top team in the country.
Don't blow it, man. You know what I'm saying? It's only like the 3rd time I've left you alone.
I mean, and I always roll smooth. Everything is great.
He's not telling the truth, Lily. The other two were terrible. So terrible that one of them like made it into the top 5 episodes. This is an anomaly.
Right. I just one of the top 5 episodes of all time of 513 guests. And it was just a terrible episode.
I think you listened to your own episode like 2,000 times. That's
I did. Put that thing on repeat.
Let's let her out of here.
All right, Lily, appreciate you. Have a good one. This has been the Off the Bench podcast. As always, remember, strong body, sharp minds, grit and grind all the time. We're out.